You know that feeling, staring at a blank page, just totally stuck on a problem. We've all been there. But what if the key to smashing through that creative block wasn't some new productivity app, but a new kind of creative partner? Today, we're going to explore how you can turn AI into a tool that literally breaks you out of those mental rusts.
It is so frustrating, right? You're trying to solve something, but your brain just keeps playing the same few ideas on a loop. You're thinking in circles, and you just feel completely and totally stuck. Yeah, it's like hitting an invisible wall. You know you're putting in the effort, but even your best ideas feel like echoes of stuff you've already thought of. But hey, the good news is you're definitely not alone in this, and there's a really powerful way to break out of that cycle.
To get there, though, we need to completely rethink how we use AI. So instead of just asking it for answers, we're going to start using it as a true creative partner.
See, most of us think of AI as an answer machine. You ask a question, it spits out an answer. Simple. But the real power, the game changer, is when you flip that script. Think of it instead as a question engine. It's a partner that doesn't just give you solutions, it asks the right questions to help you find brand new ones.
So that all sounds great, but how do we actually do it? Well, it all boils down to a really simple but incredibly effective 4-step method. This is your practical path right through that mental wall.
Okay, so here's the roadmap. First, you're going to prime the AI with a very specific instruction. Second, you'll give it context on your problem. Third, and this is key, you're going to actively engage with it. And fourth, you'll sit back and review all the new ideas that pop up. Let's break each of those down. Step 1 is, without a doubt, the most important. It all comes down to this exact prompt. You tell the AI, I'm trying to, and you fill in your goal here, but I'm continuously stuck on the same ideas. Ask enough questions about the problem to find a new approach. Seriously, that one command completely shifts the AI's role from a simple problem solver to a curious collaborator.
All right, on to step 2, which is just as crucial. You have to give it context. Tell the AI everything you've already thought of, the angles you've already tried. Why? Because this stops it from just suggesting the very ideas you're trying to get away from. It forces the AI to ask questions that will lead you into totally new territory.
And that brings us to step 3, the actual conversation. The AI is going to start asking you some really smart, clarifying questions. It might challenge your basic assumptions, ask about your past experiences with this problem, or really dig into what your ultimate goal is. Every single answer you give helps uncover a new angle you just hadn't seen before.
And finally, we get to the payoff. Step 4. When you look back at the conversation, you'll realize it's not just a list of your old ideas anymore. It's a transcript of discovery. And out of this back and forth, a bunch of completely fresh co-created solutions will be sitting right there ready for you to run with.
Okay, so we've got the method, but why does this work so well? It's not actually magic, even though it feels like it. It's based on a really core principle of how our brains come up with ideas. Let's peek behind the curtain. It's all about something called new thinking pathways. Okay, so think of your brain like a landscape with a bunch of roads. Over time, your thoughts wear down these really well-traveled paths. Those are your cognitive patterns. When you're stuck, you're just driving up and down the same old highway. The AI's questions act like a guide that forces you to go off-road, to carve new trails and discover amazing views you never even knew were there.
And you know what's so cool about this? It's incredibly versatile. This isn't just some trick for writers or designers. You can use this exact same workflow for literally any problem you're facing. A tough business challenge, a personal goal you're stuck on, even something as simple as planning your next vacation. It is a universal tool for better thinking. So, that really just leaves us with one final, pretty exciting question. Now that you have this technique in your back pocket, what's the first wall you're going to smash through? What problem are you going to unlock first? This fantastic technique for unlocking your creative thinking comes to us from the great folks at AI for Daily Living. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.